Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Wednesday to you. Today is 11 March 2020, and in today's video, I'm going to go over 4 categories of things that you may want to prepare for yourself and your household. I went ahead and just wrote out a basic list, and I actually created a 4-page little document for you that you can download on my website. So you don't need to write any of this down. Just kind of sit back and we'll just go through it real quickly, and then you can just go to my website, download it. It's totally free. I don't ask for your email or anything like that. I just put it there for you guys just to make it easier for you for free. And it's just a shopping list or just a general inventory list that you can run through your house and kind of see, what do I have, what do I need? And you don't have to have all of this stuff. These are just the things that I would recommend to have in case of a quarantine. And even if there are no quarantines in your local area, there certainly will be supply chain shortages going forward. So let's dive in. All right, the first thing we're going to be looking at is food. Now, guys, here, obviously, we want to cover our basics first, and then if you have a huge budget, go crazy and get a bunch of extra stuff. But these are just basic things that I would get. Okay, water. Everybody knows you need water. You need a lot of water, apparently a gallon per day, because let's just say that theoretically you lost water, right? You would need it to drink, and you would need it to be able to bathe and potentially clean things and whatever. So you need bottled water. And I would get big gallon bottles because those things can be converted into fun other little tools that you may be able to use in a million different ways going forward. Flavored drinks, so the little powdered mix, rice, beans, canned beans, and dried beans, both really important. Salt, pepper, spices, butter, sugar, flour, eggs, flaxseed. Flaxseed is great because if you don't have eggs, you can mix flaxseed with water and use it as an egg substitute for cooking. Milk and powdered milk. So we're kind of planning for both sides. If you have power, if you don't have power, you want to be prepared either way. And plus, you can always use this stuff on like camping trips or whatever. Canned meats, frozen meats, canned veggies, canned fruits, chips and candy. That's just kind of for a morale booster, especially if there are children in the house or anybody. If you're trapped in your house for weeks, having chips and candy, maybe some other comfort foods, just gonna make everybody feel better. Vinegar, coffee, tea, sweeteners, because if you are trapped in your house, especially with your children, without your coffee, things could get biblical and fast. Soda, sauces for your foods, boxed foods, and so, some of the boxed foods that I'm talking about are things like this kind of stuff, which is like a ready-made pizza kit. This is great. Kids love it. It distracts them for a little bit. Sauces, ranch, barbecue, whatever. Cereals, oatmeal, bread, olive oil, cooking spray. Boy, you could use this for a million different things. So I would grab a couple of these. We have like 6 of them. Pet food, if you have pets, baby food, gum, just to sort of satiate people between meals if they just have like nervous energy, and dietary food, so maybe like sugar-free options for people that are diabetic. Guys, canned food, right? Beans. I would get both, like I said, dried and canned. That's just preparing for if you lost power. Canned meats of any and all kinds are available pretty much everywhere, but that supply is already running out. So I know that I read through that really fast, but you don't need to write it down because boom. So there are going to be 4 different pages, and one is, so there's food, home, treating at home, and protection. The number one thing on the news, right? Toilet paper has never been more popular. So toilet paper, paper towels, bleach, Lysol spray, Lysol wipes, dishwashing soap, laundry soap. And again, the reason I put this list together is because, and I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and we were discussing, people think, oh, well, I have enough to get to the end of the month. And sure, that's probably true. But if you and your family suddenly find yourselves in a situation where you are in your house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, your consumption rate goes up. So your consumables will not go as far. So perfect example, right? Let's say that toilet paper, great example. If you and your family are usually using the restroom at your places of work and the children at their school, but now all of a sudden that's happening inside your house all the time, you're going to burn through way more toilet paper. So that's the point of this list, is to kind of have you look through and go, what would we probably use more of? Okay, so let me get back. Dishwashing soap, laundry detergent, dryer sheets, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrush, floss, and mouthwash. Dental hygiene, still going to be important. Razors, body lotion, buckets, and we'll come back to that in the personal protection part. Face lotion, sunscreen, and you may think, well, I'm not going outside. What do I need sunscreen for? You don't know that. You may find yourself standing in a food line for whatever, and you don't want to have a sunburn on top of all the other glorious things that may be happening here shortly. hair products and makeup. And I know some people may think, wow, that's really vain, but it's not. Even on days when I am pretty ill, which thank God does not happen often, I will still get up and, to the best of my ability, put on a proper outfit, do my hair, do my makeup, because I just don't want to feel worse. So it's, again, it goes back to that morale, that emotional thing. You want to keep things as normal as possible for people. So if people suddenly can't put on makeup and can't do their hair because you run through your products, that could have some implications for people emotionally. So why? Let's just stock up on that stuff. Deodorant, obviously, if you're in close quarters, don't want to be smelling bad. Contact solution, if you wear contacts. Ziploc bags, parchment paper, saran wrap, aluminum foil. I'm looking around the table to see if I have examples of this stuff, but I had so much. Cleaning supplies. And I did a video the other day about a homemade bleach spray. I would totally recommend watching that because it's pennies on the dollar and you could just make gobs of it. So I will put a link to that right here. Rags. And the reason for rags is because you don't want to just keep using paper towel after paper towel because you're going to burn through that resource, which may not be renewable at that point. So rags are a great option. I picked up this, I think it was like 100 pack on Amazon for $20. I wish I had purchased these sooner, but they're like shop towels. Our consumption of paper towels in this house has gone down by probably 50% since we purchased these. So I will put a link down below, and I'm actually going to put all of these products, most of them, the ones that you just can't find locally. I'm going to create a little link in my Amazon store, and you can just go there and you can look at them there and then go buy them somewhere else or buy them there directly. It's just a convenience thing for you guys. So let me get back. Shipping tape, duct tape, you will definitely need those. Plastic sheeting, and we'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. Trash bags, batteries, flashlight, a grill, and charcoal in case you did lose power. You'd want to be able to cook your food, and some kind of a water filter if your refrigerator does not filter water. So that's home. And again, I'm blowing through these because you don't have to write it down. All right, it's all right here for you. Easy little list. Okay, treatment options at home. And this is one that I am actually doing a video on about later this week to explain some of these more in detail, but I just wanted to touch on them here. Okay, so vitamin C and D. There has been substantial proof that for whatever reason, vitamin D, there's a great video online right now by Dr. John Campbell, and I believe he's out of the UK, and he's talking about how vitamin D helps with reducing your rate of contracting the coronavirus, and there are a bunch of studies. It was actually a pretty impressive rate at which it reduced it. So I would recommend vitamin D. Vitamin C, of course, is just to boost your overall immunity. Zinc, for whatever reason, seems to have some kind of protective benefit. And I mean, in this kind of a situation, we have no vaccine and no treatment. I'm going to throw everything at it that I can on the front end so that I don't get it, and on the back end if I do. So, you know, again, all of this stuff is optional. Get what you want. I'm just telling you what we have, okay? Liquid oxygen, which is, oh, actually, I don't have that one in here. But liquid oxygen is this amazing product that I found, and it kind of looks like this. It comes in a little bottle like this. It's like a dropper, and you would put it in a drink. And it just boosts the overall oxygen levels in your body. Now, since this is a respiratory illness, anything that I can do to increase my oxygen levels, I'm here for it. So liquid oxygen, and again, all this will be linked in that little Amazon store for you. Okay, antidiarrheals and electrolytes. Diarrhea, sorry, nasty thing to talk about, but seems to be a symptom of the coronavirus. And if that were to come into play, you would want to have electrolytes to help rebalance your system. And I do have a little drink that I make all the time for myself. I have this little DIY electrolyte drink, and I think I'll shoot a video about that maybe next week because it's like 5 cents and it is amazing. And anytime I think like I feel maybe a little bit unwell, I will drink this and I am right back up to speed. So I will do a video about that next week. Pepto-Bismol, obviously just to soothe the tummy. Aspirin because it helps with reducing inflammation. Ibuprofen, obviously it's a fever reducer. Children's fever reducer if you have children. A cough expectorant is going to be very important because obviously if you have any kind of lung complication, getting that mucus up and out is going to be paramount. Very important. So any kind of cough expectorant, Robitussin, anything like that. And to that end, this is not the time to be worried about brand affiliation. There's a lot of stuff that you may find yourself purchasing. So go ahead and get the store brands, generic brand, knockoff brand, buy them because they, generally speaking, have the same active ingredient. A nebulizer. Now, we have a nebulizer in this house because my daughter has asthma, But nebulizers are so great for, and you know, you can push albuterol, but albuterol makes people really, really shaky sometimes. So there's a little saline tubes, and again, all this will be in that little store. And so you just kind of put them in there, and then a nebulizer will help to loosen all of that congestion so that you can get it up and get it out. And again, you know, not everybody's going to go out and purchase a nebulizer. That's fine. But we're going to use it in the event that someone becomes ill in our home, just to help our body get rid of that junk, because that's very uncomfortable, that feeling. Nasal spray, Band-Aids and antibiotic ointments, bandage wraps. This is not the time to run to the doctor for pretty much anything unless it's life-threatening, because you are going to have a giant influx of people who are very likely infected with the coronavirus. So why would you want to present for any kind of medical treatment that you could treat at home? Now, if you require stitches or something like that, obviously go and get medical treatment. But I'm talking about just little cuts, scrapes, you know, maybe something where it can be managed at home. And, you know, even if you're at home and you're doing something and you have an accident, you may, oh, you know, we only had one Band-Aid left, and then you find yourself out there shopping for something that, you know, it's just easier to go ahead and pick up now. Guys, Dollar Tree Band-Aids, it's like 20 in a box for $1. They're amazing. We live and die by them. Throat lozenges to suck on, the little throat, what do you call it? The little throat lollipops are great for kids. They love those. Okay, nano silver, and that's what I have right here. I haven't even opened this one. But this is, well, you can use this in your nebulizer. That is very effective. Or you can just put it in drinks. And there are gazillion videos about the benefits of this stuff, but I would pick it up if I were you. And you do only want to use it for a couple days, only if you know that you're ill, because it acts as sort of a natural antibiotic. And to that end, there is this I found these 2 pills. So in doing all of my research about, you know, how can I hit this thing from every angle, there were 2 products that I had never heard of, which I picked up. This one, which is lung and bronchial pills, and this one, which is X-Infects. But if you read the thousands of reviews online from people who said that they used this instead of seeking medical care for, you know, minor respiratory ailments, that it was very helpful for them. So again, anything that I can do, any tool that I can put in my bag, I'm going to have. So I thought I'd mention them to you. Again, all of them will be in that little store. Okay, emergency, just to keep your immunity up, right? So emergency, elderberry syrup. These things are well-known immune support products. So again, let's hit it on the front end so that you reduce your chances. And then if you do get it, well, then we'll go ahead and treat it. But let's go ahead and try not to get it in the first place. A thermometer. Now, I did a video last week about the 4 vitals that you could monitor at home, and I will put a card right here. I always point here, even though I think the card ends up over here. But the 4 things that you can use to monitor your vitals at home, so that, again, you don't have to run to the hospital until you know that there is a problem, because you increase your risk of exposure, which is what we want to avoid. So those are a thermometer, stethoscope, a blood pressure cuff, and a pulse oximeter. And I will be shooting videos all week, this week and next week, kind of going through really quickly, hey, how do you use a pulse oximeter? How do you use a stethoscope? What are you listening for? What's a good blood oxygen level? Real basic, real fast. So everybody's going to have to become a nurse in the next couple of weeks. A journal. This is so important. So guys, you know how when you're in the hospital and they come in and they're monitoring your vitals all the time, and then you see them, they're writing it down. Why? Because one data point is great, but it's kind of irrelevant unless you have other data points to compare it to. So if your blood oxygen is normally 98, and then all of a sudden it's 96, 94, 92, you get the idea. That tells you you are trending in the wrong direction, and you can just write it down. So keep track of your symptoms. A porta potty, and I know this is so gross, and there are little kit things that you can buy. They're very inexpensive. I think they're like $20. And again, I'll put it in that little store. But you would want that in case someone does become ill, really, really ill. Maybe they wouldn't even be able to walk over to a bathroom, and you could put that into an isolation room for them. So that is a little bit extreme, not for everybody, but it's there in case you want it. Blankets, obviously, to make people feel comfortable. Tissues. An isolation room in your house, I would definitely designate one that is close to a restroom if possible, but where people can be separated from everybody else. Tea and chicken soup, just basic things that people would want to eat and drink if they were not feeling well. the very last one, and this is about protection, self-protection, okay? So I have so many things down here on the table in front of us. So gloves, right? Masks, if you can find these, which very best of luck to you. And I actually filmed a video, I think it was earlier this week, and it was a DIY sort of N95 filter level inspired video, and it has a lot of views because I can tell you why. Because everybody's thinking the same thing. Everybody keeps saying, oh, you know, don't wear a mask, but if you do wear a mask, you would want to wear an N95 or a surgical mask. Well, you know, I'm not a magician. I just can't make them just appear out of thin air. So we have to use other tools. And so that's why I built that mask. And if you're interested in that, I will link that video right here as well, or right here. Goggles. Yes, we have goggles. Why? Well, first off, kids go swimming anyway. Eye protection, because this virus clearly just is hell-bent on getting into the body. So transmission through your eye has been well documented at this point. So I would pick up a pair of goggles for everybody in your house, or at least the people who you think may be leaving your house during any time. Full body suits, so like a Tyvek suit. And Tyvek suits are almost impossible to get now. But what you can get, if you have children, is a full onesie type zipped up rain hoodie. Now, understand that if you purchase that, when they come back into the house, you're going to have to spray them down and decontaminate them. So that bleach is probably going to ruin it. But guess what? You could save your kid's life. So a bleached suit is better than a sick child. Rubber boots are fantastic because you can stick the whole thing, you know, you can wipe the whole thing down with bleach and it's not cloth like other kinds of shoes, leather shoes that you might damage. So rubber boots for everybody. If you don't have rubber boots, those little booties that you see, you know, not that kind of booty. The little booties that you put around your shoe, you know, you see doctors wearing them at the hospital. Bleach, which we already touched on. Micro pore tape, which you would need for sealing the edges of your mask. And I did a video about how to properly wear a mask and how to reinforce it. And I show in that video, and I will link it. Oh, look, guys, I finally got it right. I will link it here. So micro pore tape and electrical tape. Duct tape for a million reasons. 2-gallon spray container, and that's basically, you would use that to decontaminate someone as they were coming back into the house. Tarps to put down where people come back into the house or wherever your little decontamination area is, maybe outside of your house. Towels, for obvious reasons, you would need to wrap yourself up once you disrobed. Don't want to flash the neighbors. Buckets to put all of that in, clips to put on the towel, and then also clips to maybe if you had to clip the tarp to like the back fence to spray it off, then you would need that. And large and small bags. So guys, that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. I hope that's helpful. I have been getting probably 100 emails a day asking, what should I get? I don't know what to buy. Can somebody put together just a simple list? And so there you go. That's a simple list. It's 4 parts. You can decide what matters to you. You can download it on my website. The link is in the description box below. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to click like and leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to be notified of when I upload new videos. You just click subscribe and then turn on a little bell notification. It will let you know when I've uploaded a new video. Guys, this is a scary time. It definitely is. And all of these videos are done in an attempt to help you feel empowered and prepared. So I feel prepared. And as a result, now I have the opportunity to help other people prepare, and that is exactly what I'm trying to do. So if you want the list, download them. Even if you don't buy anything on them, I think it's good to just download them, read them, go around your house and sort of have an understanding of like, hey, where are we light, critically light, and you know, buy whatever makes you feel good. I bought what makes my family feel good, and that's exactly what this is. I just want you and your family to feel comfortable and safe and as relaxed as possible, because the next couple of weeks are going to be bumpy. All right, let's take a deep breath. Let's think logically. Let's prepare, and let's get through this. Let's all come out on the other side. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.